Ladies and gentlemen, I am back once again on a Monday, ready to break down another situation. And today it is, ladies and gentlemen, Tessa Blanchard has won the Impact World Championship. I am here to break it all down and to talk about the situation that surrounds it. And I watched Impact Hard to Kill last night, and it was a very up and down pay-per-view. Had its bright spots. I had spots as well to where I was like, I'm not feeling that. But as it pertains to the Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan match, it was a phenomenal match. Just fantastic. And I gotta say that the situation, if you haven't heard by now, had a situation on Saturday to where LAKEY came out. Many women came out, talked about how Tessa Blanchard's attitude backstage. LAKEY said that she said the N-word towards another sister and bullied her and spat on her. It was a horrible situation Saturday, but it made the match have a certain level of suspense. You didn't know what Impact would do. Obviously, they go with Tessa Blanchard. She wins, and here's the deal, man. Look, man, just imagine me Saturday looking at all this. I actually logged on to Twitter when I found out about all this. I logged on to Twitter to say that, man, not enough people are paying enough attention to the fact that Tessa Blanchard could win the world title Sunday. And imagine my shock when I found out that, there's a lot of people paying attention to Tessa Blanchard, all right. Looking at the situation, I guess, here's what I said last night. Impact felt stuck in my estimation. They built this thing for a half a year, and I've been watching every single bit of it. They've been building this, and I guess they felt like they had to go with the payoff here. And you know what? We'll see how it goes going forward, but here's another situation I like to address, man. I get on last night and I'm scrolling through and I see people saying that, you know what, people are just haters of Tessa Blanchard. They're just trying to ruin the moment. And they got people saying that, people still saying that she said the N-word. And like, I gotta say, man, it really makes me mad when people try to tell other people or people of color how to feel or how to be offended about a situation. Like, not everybody is the same. This is a tough deal for a lot of people. Either one, people are just done with her, or two, you're in my boat to where I was calling her the greatest women's wrestler of all time, the greatest I had ever seen. And fan is too strong of a word for me, but Tessa Blanchard was definitely someone that I supported strongly. And I'm just sitting there like, man, after all of this went down, I'm like, so this is the person that I support. Does she still feel that way? Is she changing? There are so many questions going on in the back of my mind. So it is very tough. So I don't like the fact that people are trying to tell people how to be offended and when to calm down. Like, no, we cannot do that. So here's the overall deal, man. I am a huge believer in forgiveness. Like, I believe that, you know what, a person can change. You know what, let's give somebody a second chance. All of the cliches you want to throw out. But I relate it back to Hulk Hogan. When he said what he said, he came out and Titus and the New Day said that Hogan gave a apology, basically an apology saying that, you know what, I'm sorry that I got caught. Then Hogan came on the bill. Now I'm going somewhere with this, so stick with me. Hogan went on the bill after, I don't know if it was a podcast or interview, and he said that the people that didn't forgive him doesn't understand the brotherhood of WWE. So when it came to Hulk Hogan, man, when I heard those two things, I was like, oh, come on, Hogan, man. Like, be contrite, bruh. And I didn't like it for a very long time. And since then, Hogan has given a lot of contrite apologies. He's tried to work his way back into the good graces with fans. And I'm still at the point to where, you know what, every time I hear that Hulkamania theme, that stuff is still in the back of my mind. But now it is what it is. He's back. With Tessa Blanchard, all I wanted to hear was something contrite. She grabbed the mic after the match. And Impact, like when she won the title, if you didn't see the pay-per-view, they immediately cut. Like, we had like 10 seconds of Josh Matthews saying, Tessa Blanchard is the new Impact World Champion. And you know what? We're accustomed to wrestlers getting on the middle rope and raising that belt in the air, camera panning up on them. We got none of that last night. They cut immediately from it. But after the match, Tessa Blanchard grabs the mic and she says, nobody's perfect. Doesn't matter what you say about me, doesn't matter what you call me, I've got one of the strongest minds I've ever known. And man, if I'm Impact's PR team, if I'm me as a person of color giving advice to Tessa Blanchard, the first thing I'm saying is, look, be contrite. Look, give a contrite apology. All you had to say was, I was wrong. And you know what? There's a lot of people hanging on the fence. And by a lot of people, I'm one of them in this Tessa Blanchard situation. Like, do I believe that she's trying to get better or that she has tried to get better? Sure, I like to believe that. Sure, I do believe that. Sure, I do assume that she is not the person that she once was. Yes, I assume that. But it would have did her a world of good to have a contrite apology with audio evidence. Instead, I understand that she wanted to go at the people that were going at her. I understand that, but what she said wasn't even an apology. It was like, basically what she said was, y'all coming at me, you know what? I don't care. And like, she didn't even apologize for what had happened. I understand it was probably years ago, but the facts are out there now. So why not say, I was wrong. I'm trying to get better in my life. I'm doing the best that I can to get better. I'm trying not to be that person that I once was. Just give something contrite. That's it. Instead, I really believe that she poured gasoline on a raging fire, and she made it worse, because this is the only audio evidence that we have of her speaking on the situation. Now, going forward, look, you can't blame anybody for feeling how they feel about this situation, especially after what she said last night. I'm gonna try to give her a chance because I'm huge on forgiveness, and I'll continue to be huge on forgiveness going forward for the rest of my life. But what she said last night, that was not a good start, and it is a uphill climb from here for her. As for the title reign, look, I was one to say last night on Twitter that I do not believe that it's going to be a very long title reign. Not just because of the situation, but it is going to be difficult to book Tessa Blanchard as the world champion. Like, there are so many variables about this, and this subject really deserves its own subject on a podcast, and I'll do that this Thursday. But there are so many things going against it. It's kind of like when Becky won the titles at WrestleMania. It was like, huge moment. Becky is the double champion, but where do you go now, and how do you make it interesting? That's where I believe Impact is, and like, it'll be interesting for a while, but it's going to be difficult to have Tessa Blanchard have a long title reign with the championship, because there's so many variables behind it. What do the women do? Why do they even challenge Taya Valkyrie for the women's championship now? Like, it's so many things going on to where I just really do not believe that Tessa Blanchard is going to hold on to the title for very long. So that is my opinion on the entire thing. You can hit me up at 2SweetPod and at OMG Corey B to let me know how you feel about the situation. Like, at this point, I'm directly on the fence. I did not like what she said. What she has said initially about the whole thing. Like, at some point, I would like to see a contrite apology from Tessa Blanchard to move forward. Like I said, I'm huge on forgiveness. I'm huge on second chances. I'm huge on that, and I'll continue to be huge on that. I'll give her a chance. But at some point, she has to give some type of contrite apology, and not what she said last night. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I am out. As I said, you can find me on Twitter at 2SweetPod.